What is going on, y'all? It is your girl, Abiola Akani. I am the founder of the EOL Yoga and Embodiment School. I'm a yoga teacher trainer and also a coach. I support high achieving and high performing career women with slowing down through receptivity, nervous system regulation, and recovery to help you receive more and perform less. Thanks for joining me for my 30-day Sensual Yoga Challenge. I will be uploading a new video on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next 30 days to support you in finding more reception, regulation, and recovery in your body, and to deeply help you slow that body down. Because I already know if you're a high achieving or high performing woman, especially a high-performing woman of color, there's a lot of high-functioning anxiety and you're constantly on the go. Use this 30-day challenge as an opportunity to make some time to make it on your mat at least twice a week, to really focus on your recovery and to help you pattern interrupt high-functioning anxiety so that you can slow that beautiful body down. Now today we're going to be doing a non-performative yoga practice for stressed shoulders, neck, and back. I know, because as an entrepreneur and business owner, I spend a lot of time at my desk hunching forward, and I'm constantly going to my chiropractor and he's cracking the same part in my back every 2 weeks, once a week. And it's because I'm sitting at a desk, I'm rounded over, I hold a lot of tension in my neck and my shoulders. That's where I hold my stress. I also have scoliosis, so I have some tenderness in my lumbar spine. So I'm gonna help y'all out because I know you might experience that as well. We're gonna be utilizing a foam roller. Sometimes I use yoga blocks with this. But if you have a foam roller, that will work just fine. We're going to be utilizing that. If you don't have a foam roller, you can use a yoga block. That actually is what I use normally, but I don't have my yoga blocks with me right now, so I'm going to use a foam roller. So get a foam roller or a yoga block, and I'll meet you right back here. But before we do that, make sure you click the link down below in my bio to register for free for my free masterclass about becoming my free masterclass to become a pampered, high-value woman. The reason why that's really important with pattern interrupting high-functioning anxiety is because you need to start to see yourself as a different identity. If you're experiencing a lot of high-functioning anxiety where you feel guilty slowing down, you feel overworked, you feel overextended, you feel like you're constantly overgiving to everyone in your life, but you're not getting that in return, it's time for you to shift your identity, how you viewed yourself. I'm sure you've done all the healing, girl. I've done it before too. You don't need to do more healing, more shadow work, more finding what's wrong. It's about actually identifying differently, seeing yourself differently as a new identity, a new version of yourself, a higher version of yourself, seeing yourself as a pampered, high value woman who is seen, served, and supported at a high level, as opposed to misidentifying with your trauma body or the wounded girl that keeps you in cycles of high functioning anxiety where you're overgiving or people pleasing. It's time to pattern interrupt that. So definitely click the link below to join that free masterclass. Once you sign up, you'll also receive the recording if you miss us by chance, but make sure you join us live. It's a good community. I love the ladies who show up for our masterclasses. And I'll see you on July 23rd. That is a Wednesday. Once you do that, I'll meet you right back here on the mat for our non-performative yoga practice. All right, love, we're gonna start in a seated position. You can bring your block or your foam roller to the left or the right. We're not gonna use it right now. And you're just gonna come into a seated position. Now, when you sit down like this, you already are feeling tightness in your hips, particularly the front of the hips, the psoas, or in your back. This is a great opportunity to come and sit with a wall behind you so that you don't have to fight gravity. You can also elevate the hips by positioning a block, a pillow, or a bolster underneath your hips, and that's going to also support your low back. I'm feeling some tension in my hips from sitting up. My psoas are a little tight, so I'm going to sit with the wall behind me as well. We'll start with some breathing. I invite you to close the eyes, or you can keep the eyes open if that feels safe for you. Find what feels safe. Safety is number one thing when it comes to regulation and receptivity. You have to feel safe to receive, and that's going to support you with regulating your nervous system. Find a fluid inhale in through the nostrils. Exhale out of the mouth, HA. 2 more of those. Fluid inhale in through the nostrils. Exhale out of the mouth, HA. One more fluid inhale in through the nostrils. Exhale out of the mouth, HA. Feel the body relax from that. Now we're going to start to add a count and move into Ujjayi Pranayama with a fluid inhale in through the nostrils, audible exhale out of the nostrils. Inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold. Audible exhale out of the nostrils for 1, 2, 3. Inhale through the nostrils for 1, 2, 3. Hold. Audible exhale out of the nostrils for 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nostrils for 1, 2, 3. Hold. Audible exhale out of the nostrils for 3, 2, 1. Slowly from there, flutter the eyes open. What I want you to start to use your breath is for something called muscle meditation. So if you're feeling really, really tight in your shoulders, like you're wearing them as earrings, or your upper or lower lumbar spine, it's because the muscles are contracting to the contraction of your breath. So it probably means you're not breathing a full expansive breath. So muscle meditation is where you start to find these inhalations and you hyper focus your mind on the part of the body that is the tightest and feel it expand with air. So focus on the breath expanding in that area, and then use the exhalation to completely release the contraction. So you are training your muscles to move into a state of slack, where they're neutral. They're not in a state of contraction, which causes the shortness. So as you use your breath, start to utilize it to feel the muscles come to a state of neutrality, out of states of contraction, and use Ujjayi breath to support you with that. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, arms float down. Once more, inhale, hands come high. This time, exhale, lower just your right hand. Left hand stays elevated, and then invite your right ear to your right shoulder. You might bend your right elbow. Already you're relaxing the scalenes along the left side of the neck. And then extend the left hand, keep extending. Hover it a few inches off of your mat. Hold. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale out of the nostrils. And let that muscle return to slack. And then start to glide your left hand forward. Notice how that changes the stretch. Glide your hand back. Notice how that changes the stretch. Relax the mouth and the jaw. Keep using your breath here to support the muscles coming back to neutral. And then continue to play with your left hand as a lever, playing with where you feel the greatest stretch depending on where you move the hand. So you can move them forward and back, and then start to move your head. So tilting the chin to the chest. You might feel that along the back side of the neck a little bit more. Keep the hand elevated off of the earth. And then maybe extend the top of the head to the back of, or the top of the base of the head to the top of the spine. So now you're moving both the hands and the head to support mobilizing these delicate muscles along the neck. And most importantly, you are guiding this movement with your breath. That is what makes it yoga, the yoking and unification of mind and body. The invisible agent doing that is your breath. Thank you to all those who've come before us to teach us this incredible and somewhat simple practice to be able to yoke our mind and body. Thank you. And then slowly bring your left hand to the earth. Chin comes to the chest. Rotate your head towards the opposite side. And float your right hand up. You might already start to feel, I feel that on my left shoulder. Notice if your left shoulder is hiking up. The best way to release that is to micro bend your left elbow in towards the body. And then float your right hand out. Hover, hover, hover. Hover a few inches off of the earth. Now if you're right-handed, you're definitely feeling this. And you're holding. I love to think of movement as pleasure. So really focus on moving out of thinking about movement as performance, something I have to do, to think about it like pleasure, so that you guide your body into a parasympathetic state. Remember, you only receive pleasure when you feel safe, and safety is the key to moving into receptivity. Why is receptivity important? Because it's the defining characteristic of the divine feminine. And when you are wanting to pattern interrupt high-functioning anxiety and begin to see yourself as a high-value woman who's pampered, seen and supported at a high level, you want to cultivate or position yourself in a state of reception so you can actually receive more and perform less. Start to float the hand forward. Notice how that changes. Ooh, I feel that right out in you might feel it in your traps, deep in your traps on the neck. You might feel it in the deltoids as well. I feel that. And then float the hands to the back. And then start to float them forward and back as you rotate the head as well. The back of the skull might come to the top of the spine. Try to sit up nice and tall. And then chin might come to the chest as you extend the hands back. Thinking about movement as pleasure, because it is. You'll notice that, especially when you get into some yoga postures, your mouth will actually salivate, especially hip openers, because it's a pleasure to be able to optimize the functional movement in your body. And so what we're doing is normalizing just the sensation of pleasure of being in the body. The association of pleasure being in your body, to avoid dissociating, escaping, coping. And what's nice is that you don't have to push your head to one side. Like I see people trying to push. With this, it's so passive and very effective. Slowly lower your right hand, chin to the chest, and lift your head and extend your legs out. Let's get into that low back. So you're opening your legs nice and wide. Invite your right foot in to kiss the inside of the left inner thigh. And you're rotating your torso towards your left leg. Hands come high, 11-11. Float your left hand out like at 90 degrees from your knee. So don't take it behind you. Glide it out to the side. Right hand comes high, and then float your right hand to your left shin. Now, if you're really tight, you might use a strap here and use that to bind the foot. Maybe your hand comes to the shin, or maybe it comes to the outside of the foot, or you're using a strap. Same thing here, no pushing. Let this be passive. Relax the head and neck down. And you're gonna feel this in multiple places possibly. Maybe in your mid and low back, as well as in your hamstrings. Gonna be here for a few rounds of breath. Try to pack that right shoulder down. Relax the shoulder down by engaging your lat and finding torque through your right shoulder by screwing the head of the shoulder into its socket. You might feel this in your mid and lumbar spine. Inhale, windmill the right arm up and around. Root it behind you and just switch sides. Extend the right leg. Hug the left foot in towards the right inner thigh. Turn your torso towards the right leg. Find 11-11 through the arms. Glide your right hand out. Left hand extends. And then exhale, lower the left hand to the outside of the right shin. Maybe using a strap or coming to the outside of the foot if that's available. If it's not, no pushing, no forcing. You will get the benefit of the stretch wherever your hand goes. And then descend the head down. relax it down. No holding. Now, if you're feeling this more in your hamstrings than in your mid to low back, then I want you to come out of where you're stretching. Change the position of your hand, because you might be gliding your hand further, maybe trying to reach your foot. Instead, maybe bring it up towards your shin, or use your strap to kind of sit a little bit more upright, and then just descend the head down so that you can release that low back. Or you can stay and just allow yourself to find the hamstring stretch as well, if that is where your body is responding or pulling. It might be letting you know that it needs mobility there first, and that's okay. I know for me, oftentimes my right side of my lumbar spine, my low back will flare up because of my scoliosis. And this is just so helpful to just create some space through my vertebra and get those muscles nice and long, but also relax my head and neck down and get it nice and long. Inhale, windmill the left arm up and around. And then from here, go ahead and take your block or your foam roller. We'll start on the left side. Come onto your left side body and position your block or your foam roller not underneath the armpit, but for my female identifying, where your bra strap, the side of your bra strap is. The best way to know is you're going to feel your shoulder blade spill over the top. Extend the left arm and hold here. Use your right hand as an anchor. This is definitely part of neck and shoulder tightness. We never think about the serratus muscles, these muscles right underneath the shoulder blades. Now you're going to rest here for a few rounds. This is for myofascial release, or you might rock forward and back. If it's really painful, you can stay static. You're inviting your left ear down to the shoulder, or you can use your right hand as an anchor and maybe rock forward and back, just massaging out this muscle, this fascial tissue above or on top of the muscle, which is usually where adhesions develop. It's not necessarily in the muscle, it's in the fascia. And then use your muscle meditation to really lengthen out the breath as you do this movement, to soften the muscles and return the muscles and the fascia back to slack, back to neutral. You can add some deep breaths or sound effects. I'm always making sounds when I'm doing slower yoga flows, especially, or even faster ones. It's like such a yummy release, especially when I feel a tight area like right there. It's like a pleasure response, and allowing your movement to be pleasurable because it gets to be pleasurable. It gets to feel good. Just like Esther in the Bible. Shall I have pleasure in my old age? Yes. You shall have pleasure at any age. And that's what high-performing, high-achieving career women need to remember. That you can have pleasure. It's safe to have pleasure. And then from here, rotate your left forearm in and push it into the earth to lift your head. Come back to center. Elevate both hands, and you'll probably notice that your left side, I can see in the camera, it just irons out all of that fascial tissue. I can feel the contraction in the muscles on this side. Exhale, lower. Let's move to the opposite side. Rotate to the right side. Right arm extends over your block or your foam roller. Legs are extended, so keep the legs long instead of here. Keep them long. Position it where your bra strap is for my female identifying. You can bring your left hand and feel your shoulder blade spilling over the top of the instrument. That's how you know you're in the right place. Extend this right arm long, and then the right ear rests on the shoulder. Left hand option to rest on the thigh or to root it in front of you as an anchor. Oof, I feel it on this side. She is already talking. Oof. And then start to roll forward and back if it feels safe, or you can stay static. I can feel for me. Oof, I need to be rolling, honey. Oof, she is talking. She is talking. Yep, I hear you, girl. I hear you. Try not to bite down on the mouth of the jaw. Notice where your body starts to seize up. Oof, right there. Where it starts to clench. Like, oof. And if it starts to clench, then don't roll. Stay static. Just like let your body acclimate over the shape, over this very foreign, hard thing. Just let your fascial tissue acclimate over it. What's so nice is when you get into the muscles, it's like the moment you stop fighting the sensation, it's like a thread of pleasure reveals itself, and then it just expands. That's what we want to normalize. Stop fighting the resistance, stop fighting states of resistance, so you can actually receive the pleasure on the other end. Because resistance is just a barrier to pleasure. It's just letting you know there's a desire on the opposite side. A few more rounds of breath on this side. And this is an area we often forget when we're thinking about the neck and the shoulders. This part of the body is directly correlated to your shoulder blades as well. So if you're feeling tight in your shoulders, your neck, and your traps, don't forget about your serratus muscles. And slowly invert your forearm in, push it into the earth to elevate. Come back to center. Extend both arms, notice that length. Exhale, lower the hands, and let's take it down. Bring your, what is this called? Foam roller or block, whichever one you got, back, and let's take it back. Actually, I'm gonna go the opposite direction because I always want to face east in traditional yoga. East is that way, so I don't want my feet towards the east, I want my head. So from here, you're going to start to descend your heart over, the back of the heart over your block. Now you can bring it to your mid-back. If you have the block, your head is probably going to be coming up and over, which is good because you want to return your neck back to its natural position, to that natural curvature. This is quite long, so my head is resting, but that's fine. So if you have a block, you have 3 height options. Obviously your block can go flat, or you can bring it to the mid-height or the highest. I want you to use the lowest or the middle height, not the highest. And if it feels like it's too much for the mid-height, then you know to drop it down to the flattest height. And bring it right in between your shoulder blades. With your head, it's spinning over the top because the block is shorter.
Or if you have a foam roller, you're positioning the base to your mid-back. Your head is going to be resting, and you're opening your arms wide like a T. Even with the block, arms are wide like a T. What tends to happen if you have tightness in the neck and the shoulders and the mid-back, there's a lot of rolling forward through the shoulders. So this part of the back is becoming more and more concave, almost like a cat spine, right? So we want to do the inverse and begin to open up through your pecs and your heart so that the spine can find its length again, specifically in that mid-back, that thoracic spine. We want to find a little bit of thoracic extension as opposed to thoracic flexion. Keep the arms wide like a T and try to pack the shoulders down, relaxing them away from your ears. Come back to that muscle meditation, utilizing your breath to find a fluid, full inhalation. And as you exhale, draw your mind towards the muscle that you want to relax. And feel it soften. And maybe drawing the hands up and over the head, drawing them together. Allow that length to happen in your pecs, in your chest. Use the muscle meditation to relax into the shape that's underneath you and relax your mouth and jaw. From here, slowly roll to the left or the right side off of your block or off of your foam roller. And come to a neutral spine, hugging the knees in, clasping the front of or behind the knees, rocking left and right. And let the body neutralize here. Notice and feel the shoulders relaxing away from the ears a little bit more, and the shoulder blades relaxing down the back. Inhale, extend the feet up to the heavens, hands up to the heavens, no striving. Keep a light bend in the knees and the elbows. And exhale, invite the feet and the hands back to the earth one at a time. For your final resting posture, Shavasana, option to keep the knees bent, or you can extend the legs long if you'd like. Option to close the eyes, or you can keep them open if that feels safer. For the purpose of time, I'm going to close this out here, but I do invite you to stay in Shavasana for at least 7 more minutes. Maybe spending a little bit more time with your foam roller if you have one, if you notice some stickier areas. Allow this to be your time for pleasure and recovery. You've done your best. Now leave the rest. Namaste.